Hey, it's great seeing you. Remember, next time we see each other on this next week, next Saturday, it's going to be in a new location. So until then, what I was trying to explain was, you've got a pretty good recollection of what's happening on this fretboard. What I think would be very interesting, instead of me doing note quizzes, is you kind of explain to me what notes and chords you're working on. What I've realized in our dynamic is if I bring songs to your attention, they have different chords that you haven't experienced yet, and that's a great way to learn new chords, rather than just random lessons. One of the random lessons I think that would be really good suited for you this week, however, is just note association. So if you take your hand and slide it all the way to the fretboard and put your hands down, your finger should fall at a certain fret. Mine falls at the 9th fret. Yours, I think you said, falls at the 10th. Therefore, you're going to know that what chords you play at the 10th fret are going to be determined off of what you could have played over here. Now, which is interesting. At the 9th fret, I've got this chord. At the 10th fret, you've got this chord. Now, quite literally, you have a B flat major. If you take that B flat major down a half step, you get A. That's the chord structure that I went to. So I know when I'm doing like a... I can do like a... little chord strums over the top of somebody else playing. I really like what you've been doing with your fingers, and what I want to move to next is being able to do just this. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, C major. C sharp minor, D sharp minor, E sharp minor, F sharp major, G sharp major, A sharp minor, B sharp diminished or C diminished, and then C sharp diminished. Being able to go D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G sharp major. No, that's not right. In the key of D. I'm so sorry. D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished, and D. See how I didn't go back to my D minor over here or any of the other chords we have learned as their soul chords or just triads? What I'm quite literally doing is moving that up so I can use my C major chord structures. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Anywhere. Barring up the 5th fret, I would play A major. Sorry, not A major. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, B, F major. Sounds the same. So this F major, I could have all the notes that are in F major. If you know that B flat's the only flat in there, we've got F major, A minor, G minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, and E diminished. However, if I play all my notes in what I know to be C, I have got C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C. But if I call them out for note name at the 5th fret, that's an F major. It's going to have a G minor. Yeah. This is how we learn different intervals, by doing something you already know using this concept. F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, yeah, C major, D minor, E diminished, and then F major. So if you're able to do what I just did in every one of these nodes, we're moving our fingers up the bars, not only will you be able to use just the notes that you know from the C major scale in their entirety, just the triads down here, but it won't be a mystery what barring this up and playing this note. If you know how to play this, and you know how to go down here and go G right here, G right here. Those are both just inversions. And what we're going to do is work on how to do that and write alternating inversion parts where you're playing like a G major 7 down here, and I'll be playing a G major 7 inversion up here and doing like a corresponding melody line, like a... What I like to do is work on different melodies and different tricks. So that last trick that I just did right there, and the trick I was showing you today, is quite literally this. Let's try it on the, let's say the A note, 5th fret on the E string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's use our pointer finger. What we're going to do is pluck that sucker, and we're going to go back and forth like this. So you should hear wow, what I like to do is have you go up and down, like you're bending it, while going back and forth. And what I use that for is like a... It gives a nice little trill effect. I use it a lot after doing like a... other little nuances like that, hammer-on pull-offs. But for this week, practice doing that thing I just showed with the C sharp, and utilizing the chords you already know, moving up your bar structure. And then the next thing is doing something like this. Open to 4, 1 to 5, 4 to 7, 5 to 9, 7 to 12. It helps us realize open can go to our fret right before our first dot. First fret can go to our 5th, and then it's not that big of a stretch from our 1, 2, 3, 4 spiders, and then our 1 finger extension. I will never do a 2 finger extension on a ukulele. I just won't. It's just too far for me. And when I move up that note, I know that that note is also going to be right up above it on the next note. So what we're going to do is these jumps from go all the way up to where it's supposed to be. Anyway, that will help your fingers get accustomed on where your fingers just lie on the fretboard, so you don't have to be looking down anymore. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, and I will see you next week at the new location. Aloha!